Hey, Leon,
Oh.
do I have your permission to do that joke that I discussed with you earlier?
You can begin if you want
Alright.
to.
Well, since we were talking, we got cat buses and, like, concepts going on. Remember Longcat, Jack? I remember Longcat. Fuck the proxy war. I want to talk about Longcat. Memes were simpler back then, in 2006. They stood for something, and that something was nothing. Memes just were. Longcat is long, an undeniably true self-reflexive statement. Water is wet. Fire is hot. Longcat is long. Memes were floating signifiers without sign fields, meaningful in their meaninglessness. Nobody made memes, they just arose through spontaneous generation. Athena being birthed, fully formed from her own skull. You could talk about them around the proverbial water cooler, taking comfort in their absurdity. Hey Johnston, have you seen the picture of that cat? They call it Longcat because it's long. Haha, sounds like good fun, Stevenson. That reminds me, I need to show you this webpage I found the other day. It contains numerous animated dancing hamsters. It's called, you'll never believe this, Hamsterdan. And then Johnston and Stevenson went on to have a wonderful friendship based on the comfortable banality of self-evident digitized animals. But then 2007 came, and along with it came I Can Has, and everything was forever ruined. It was hubris, Jack. No, we did it to ourselves. The minute we added written language, it all went to shit. Suddenly, memes had an excess of information to be parsed. It wasn't just a picture of a cat, perhaps with a simple description appended to it. Now the cat spoke to us via a written caption on the picture itself. It referred to an item of food that existed in our world, but not in the world of the meme, rupturing the boundary between the two. The cat wanted something, which forced us to recognize that what it wanted was our attention. We are the cheeseburger, Jack, and we always were. But by the time we realized this, it was too late. We were slaves to the very memes we had created. We toiled to earn the privilege of being distracted by them. They fiddled while Rome burned, and we threw ourselves into the fire so that we might listen to the music. The memes had us, or rather, they could has us. And it just got worse from there. Soon the cats had invisible bicycles and played keyboards. They gained complex identities, and so we hollowed out our own identities to accommodate them. We prayed to return to the simple days when we would admire a cat for its exceptional length alone. The days when the cat itself was the meme, and not merely a vehicle for the complex mimetic text. And the fact that the text is so sparse, informal, and broken ironically made it even more demanding. The intentional grammatical and syntactical flaws drew attention to themselves, making the meme more about the captioning words and less about the picture. Words, words, words. Words, words, words. Stumbling through a crooked, dead-end hallway of a mangled clause describing a simple feline sentiment was a torture that we inflicted on ourselves daily. Let's not forget where the word caption comes from. Capio, Latin for both I understand and I capture. We thought that by captioning the memes, we were understanding them. Instead, our caption allowed them to capture us. The memes that had once been a cure for our own cultural ills were now the illness itself. It goes right back to Phaedrus, really. The Plato dialogue. You read that right? Back in the innocent days of 2006, we naively thought that the grapheme had subjugated the phoneme, that the belief in the primacy of the spoken word was an ancient and backwards folly, on par with burning witches, or practicing phrenology, or thinking that Smash Mouth was good. Fucking Smash Mouth. But we were wrong about the phoneme. I mean, the trickster god Thoth came to us again, this time in the guise of a grinning gray cat. The cat hungered, and so did Thoth. We'd already taken writing from him, so this time he offered us a new choice, disguised as a gift, and we greedily took it, again oblivious to the consequences. To borrow the parlance of a contemporary meme, he made us a pharmacon, and we eated it. Pharmakon, the Greek word that means both poison and cure. But because of the limitations of the English language, can only be translated one way or the other depending on the context and the translator's whims. No possible translation can capture the full implications of a Greek text including this word. In the Phaedrus, writing is the pharmakon that the trickster god thought offered, the toxin and remedy in one. With writing, man will no longer forget, but he will also no longer think. A double-edged sword, or S-word, if you will. But the new iteration is the pharmakon is the meme, specifically the post-I-Can-Has memescape of 2007 onward. And it was the language that did it, Jack. The addition of written language twisted the remedy into a poison, flipped the pharmakon on its invisible axis. In retrospect, it was in front of our eyes all along. Meme. The noxious word was given to us by who else but those wily ancient Greeks themselves. Mima, or Mihima, defined as an imitation, a copy. The exact thing Plato warned us against in the Republic, remember? The simulacrum that is 2 steps removed from the perfection of the original by the process of, note the root of the word, mimesis. The Platonic ideal of an object is the source, the father, the son, the ghostly whole. The corporeal manifestation of the object is 1 step removed from perfection. The image of the object, be it in letters or in pigments, is 2 steps removed. The author is inferior to the craftsman, is inferior to God. But we'll go farther than Plato.
I like this one.
Longcat, a photograph, is a textbook example of a 2nd degree mimesis. We might promote it to 3rd degree, since the image on the internet is a digital copy of the original photograph of the physical cat, which is itself a copy of the Platonic ideal of a cat, the god cat, if you will. But this line of thought doesn't change anything in the argument. The text supplemented meme, on the other hand, the caption cat, is an infinite removal from the god cat. It's the ultimate mimesis. Copying the copy of itself in turn, the written language and the image echoing off each other until it finally looped back around to the truth by virtue of being so far from it. It becomes its own truth. The fidelity of the eternal copy, it becomes a god. Writing itself is the archetypical pharmakon, and the archetypal copy, if you'll come back with me to Phaedrus, if we ever really left it, speech is the real deal. Socrates says so, with a smug little wink in his written dialogue. Buddy. Speech is alive, it can defend itself, it can adapt and change. Writing is its bastard son, the mimic, the dead, rigid simulacrum. Writing is a copy, a mimea of truth in speech. The return to our analogous issue, the image of the cat that wants the cheeseburger, the copy of the picture copy, is so much closer to its original Platonic ideal, the god cat, than the written language that accompanies it to its own speech. Pharmakon can also mean paint. Think about it, Jack. Just think about it. The image is still fake, but it's the caption on the cat that is the downfall of the Republic. The real fakeness, which is both realer and faker than whatever original it is that it represents. Men and gods abhor the lie. Plato says so in sections 382a and b of the Republic. Don't you know, said I, that the veritable lie, if the expression is permissible, is a thing that all gods and men abhor? What do you mean? He said. This, said I, that falsehood in the most vital part of themselves and about their most vital concerns is something that no one willingly accepts, but there is above all that everyone fears it. Man's worst fear is that he will hold existential falsehood within himself, and the verbal lies he tells are an incarnation of this fear. Plato elaborates. Falsehood in words is a copy of the affection in the soul, an after-rising image of it, and not altogether unmixed falsehood. A copy of man's flawed internal
Look how much we have left!
And what word does Plato use for copy in the sentence?
So much left!
That's fucking right. Mima. Mima. Mimesis. Meme.
What's
The
this
new meme is a
fucking
lie,
great down here?
manifested in written words. It reflects the lack of truth, the emptiness within the very soul of a human. The meme is now not only an inferior copy, it is a deceptive copy. But just you wait, it gets better. Plato continues in the very next sentence of the Republic.
Oh, should I do
382C.
spider?
Sometimes,
I mean,
he
Lord is
says,
on my
the
side.
lie, the meme, is appropriate, even moral. It is not important to lie to your enemy or to your friend in order to keep him from harm.
Where
Does it not, the lie, then become useful to avert the evil as a
the
medicine?
fuck?
You get one fucking guess for what Greek word is being translated as medicine here. Ding ding, goddamn ding, you got it. Pharmacon. The meme is a pharmacon. The lie is a medicine / poison. The meme is a pharmacon. I'm sure by now that you realize the intentional mistake in my argument that brought us to this point. As I said earlier, the addition
Where
of
is
written
this?
language to the meme flipped the pharmacon on its axis. But the
I tried to
pharmacon
find
didn't
it in
flip.
this.
It doesn't have an axis. It
I
was
found the
always
bottom of
both
this one.
remedy and poison. The fact that this isn't obvious to us from the
I
very
wish I could
beginning
point
of
at the
the
screen.
discussion is the fault of,
I'm like
you
trying to use
guessed
my
it,
mouse to point.
language. The
Wait,
initial
let me-
lie, writing, clouds our vision and keeps us from realizing how
I know what
false
to do.
the second order lie, the meme, is. The very structure of the lying meme mirrors the structure of the written word that defines and corrupts it. Once you try to identify it
There
as
we go.
outside in order to reveal the
Let's try
lie,
to look through
the
this.
whole framework turns itself
No,
inside
I need
out
one.
so that you can never escape it. The cat wants the cheeseburger that exists outside the meme, but only through the meme
This
do we
one's
become
perfect.
aware of the presumed existence of the cheeseburger. We can't point out the absurdity of the world of the meme without also indicating our own world. We can't talk about language without language. We can't interpret memes without mimesis. Memes didn't change between 06 and 07. It was us who changed. Or rather, our understanding of what had always been changed. The lie became truth. The remedy became the poison. The outside became the inside, which is to say that the truth became lie. The pharmacon was always the remedy and the poison, and the inside retreated further inside. It all came full circle. Well, because here's the secret, Jack. Language ruined the meme, yes. The language itself had already been ruined by the initial poisonous lying copy, writing, the first pharmacon, the first
I saw
meme.
ding ding ding.
Language didn't attack the meme in 07
somewhere
out of
down here?
spite. It attacked it to get revenge. Longcat is long. Language is language. Pharmacon is pharmacon. The phoneme topples the graph. Witches ride through the night. Our skulls hide secret messages on their surface. Smash Mouth is good after all. Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on. Go play.
God damn it!
Fucking rehearsed that. I want everyone to know I rehearsed that. I'm so glad that
Oh my god!
I'm so glad that you pulled up the image for stream. It would be.
Yeah.
I was secretly hoping that while you did that, it would just be an increasing zoom in on Monsoon's face. But
No, I decided to just bring this
just the full image is also good.
the JPEG of a mouse as well.
Yeah.
It's not even properly transparent.
It was so hard to keep from breaking during that.
Like I muted up because I couldn't handle it anymore. I didn't want to interrupt you.
Yeah.
Oh god.
That was worth it.
This would be Monsoon if Kojima wrote MGR. Oh, hi.
Hi.
Hi, Amy. The bit. We did the bit.
I fucking.
We posted it again for chat.
This is my magnum opus.
I'm going to go pour myself a very stiff drink so that I can forget this ever happened. I will be right back.
I don't understand.
Have
I want everyone
fun.
to know I don't understand.